What's up? Welcome back to Faded Truth. Before you do anything, hit that subscribe button. Today I got my man NoNameLn in the building.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm chilling.
Okay, so you started music at the age of 8.
Yeah.
Who was your inspiration to get into music? Like, did you have family that was already in it, or?
Nah, man. My mom was always just the youngest I could remember, always taking me to concerts. Like, I went to Earth, Wind & Fire. I went to a Gerald Levert concert. Like, I went to crazy old school, like, shows, and I was the youngest person in there. But I just remember loving music ever since that age, just seeing how it moved people, seeing different ethnicities, just everyone. Your music's a universal language. You don't have to know the lyrics, and you can still move to it, you can still vibe, you can catch the energy from it.
Yep.
So with that being said, like, I was just like, this was it. I realized young, I was like, damn, I want to do this. I want to be an influence. But with my music, that's the thing. I don't like making music to adapt to people. I make music for me. So that would be really cool for, like, if people's like, oh, I really fuck with this song. It helps me get through this day, or it helped me do this or this. I'm like, wow, that means a lot, because I make the song for, you know, I'm not trying to adapt or go to the times. I'm making music how I want to make music, or however I feel. So for someone to say that means a lot.
Okay, so you were playing piano and guitar.
Yeah. So I learned that. The piano, I started to learn by ear, and then I was like, man, I need to start learning how to read music. And then I started picking up the viola when I was in middle school, and I sat first chair, actually.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was like third chair clarinet. Okay.
No, I sat first. Yeah. So you know that. So you know how, because some people are like, what's that even mean, first chair? So I sat first chair, and then I stopped playing the viola when I got out of high school. The piano, I still play here and there because I'm teaching my daughter right now. She's learning the basics, and she's playing for Elise right now. For
nice.
Beethoven, which is dope. But yeah, so when you teach the kid, you know, you pick back up on it again. So but yeah, and then the guitar I fell off when I got out of high school as well, and that's when I fell in pretty much more into the hip hop scene and the recording instead of being on an instrument. I've always just been that way my whole life. That's why I have so many skills and talents. I just try to pick up on any and everything. I don't care who I'm around. If I'm around you, you have to be at least productive, spiritually, financially, socially. Like, you have to be helping me progress some way, shape, or form. And yeah, we just run it up from there.
Well, the world won't let you have people around you that are fucking not there for you anyway. So I've been learning the universe just takes people out in like a second sometimes, and you'd be like, damn, okay, guess you ain't supposed to be here. Shit.
Yeah, life's shit. I've learned that the hard way, like, not just people dying, not even like just disappearing. Like,
right.
I learned that the hard way young, so I was like, man, this is kind of crazy.
So you grew up like pretty rough. It said you saw a few people die in front of you. You had multiple family members and friends either die or in prison. Yeah,
man. So like, my grandma, that was the craziest thing. It was my junior year of high school. She got murdered by a dude who was suicidal. Like, how random? What's the chances of that? I'm a big firm believer on everything that happens for a reason. You know, like, what's the chances of that? So for that to happen, that was the way you were meant to go out. Like, that is what it is. So, you know, sucks to suck. You know, I'm saying it's even about my grandma. That's how I've always thought. And I had another uncle, actually. Yeah, he was murdered. My brother's doing a bid right now for murdering. My best friend died in my arms.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I've seen, and that's not even half of it. But yeah, so I've seen some pretty crazy stuff. And with seeing that, it's just made me live a certain way. Makes you a certain way, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I was going to say, that how does that affect your mental health?
I notice as I get older, actually, I think I realize more of like the cues of how much someone like really is. You know, because when you're younger, you just go with the flow, you don't know. But when you get older, you can really sit back and look at yourself or look at others, or really like, I've lived enough life, so let me, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm fucked up, actually. Like, some of the shit I've seen and the shit I've done, like, I look at even just how I communicate with people, or yeah. So it has helped me. It has helped me back in a few ways, but at the end of the day, I'm just glad I've literally got life the realest as you can get it. This is life. It's really black and white for me. And I've seen it all, done it all, from the good to the bad. It's like trail mix, kind of. My life's real, like, sweet and salty. I've done more in 28 years of life than most people get to do a whole lifetime, but I've also seen that it goes good and, you know, it's hand in hand. It's like a double-edged sword. I got the good and the bad with it. So, but the fact that I'm here, that's the craziest thing to me, is the fact that I'm still here. Because I didn't even think I was going to live to past C18. I really didn't. Like, I remember I was having talks to my mom. My mom was in town visiting right now. I remember having talks to my mom. Like, I literally didn't think I was going to live to see 18. So for me to be where I'm at, it's a blessing.
That's how I feel. Because I didn't think I was going to see 30 when I was like
30.
Yeah, well, I'll be 32 this year.
That's what's up.
So I didn't think, like, when I was younger and struggling and going through shit, I was like, there ain't no way I'm making it. Like, the shit I'm doing and the people I'm around and what I'm doing, I'm like, ain't no way. Like, in 10 years, I'm going to be
And look where you're at.
alive.
You're still here.
Right? And I'm fucking thriving, grinding and shining. Life is good.
And that's
I'm
crazy
just so
because you know
blessed
how
and
many
grateful.
people. So that's an accomplishment. Shout out to life. Clap for life. We're still here.
How do you get the name NoNameLn?
Crazy. So I went by prophecy from 8 years old all the way up to 21. And I remember I was leaving to go to Phoenix, Arizona from Denver, Colorado, and I was in the car. And I don't remember what happened at the time. I was just going through some life shit. I was like, I'm going to Arizona. And it's crazy because that's where my MMA career started and how my shit kicked off, which was dope. But yeah, I was driving to Arizona and I was driving through the mountains of Colorado. And I pulled over and I was sitting on the side of the road and I had my head on like the fucking steering wheel and I was just like, man. And I looked up at this sign and I'm in the middle of ass nowhere. Like I'm in the mountains, like animals, like bears and mooses and I'm about to say mooses and crazy shit. Yeah, and I looked up at this sign just like that one, you know what I'm saying? I looked up at the sign and it said NoNameLn. And I was just like, I was like, NoNameLn.
Oh, that's why you don't have the A and the E?
Yeah.
Because it was,
It's
okay,
an abbreviation.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And I literally was like, damn, I was like, I love that. That's just me right now. Like, I feel like I'm on my own journey. Like, I'm in no lane. Like, it's NoNameLn. Like, and that was just it.
Do you remember the first thing you rapped?
I kind of do because it wasn't like the first like little rap I had. I remember I wrote it down and I would remember it. You get what I'm saying? Like when I was a kid. So I remember some of it because it was fucking engraved in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Can we hear it?
Yeah. How did it go? It was like, I'm so official, why carry a whistle? I stay fresh like the dough in the middle. Young Mr. Bakery, get your bread up if you're trying to bake with me. Unless you're a girl and sweet, then you can be my pastry. Just like the Simmons sisters. And this is how you know it's old, because the Simmons sisters had a clothing line. Run DMC's kid. This was when that Rev Run show was hot. They came out with a show called they came out with a clothing line called Pastries or some shit. So that was a reference today. So a little inside. But yeah, it was all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So
We in the bakery.
yeah, I don't
Cooking
even
dough.
remember what I said after that, but it was just like some little smooth, slick shit as a kid. You know how to rap just to get people to be like, ooh, okay.
Did you have friends that rapped with you, or were you like the only one?
Yeah, so that's one thing I've always done my whole life. It doesn't matter what I'm focused on, because like I said, I've done a lot. But whatever I'm focused on at that time, that's all I surround myself by.
Okay.
So growing up and when I was doing my music shit, everyone that was with me, bro. We was in my mama's basement as a kid. I remember that my mom used to be hot 3, 4 in the morning. Making music, still recording, just going crazy. She was in a townhome. She's up on the 3rd level, but travels to like the vents and shit. And I just stayed making music. That's all I did, day in and day out. Like I remember back even when I was in middle school, like before there's printing of flyers, I used to literally print my flyers on actual papers at school. You know what I'm saying? I'd get in trouble for printing my flyers out. I would just party up and put like 4 random pictures of me. I'd put like hey, coming up out of so-and-so, check me out at blah, 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 and blah, 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 and print them bitches. And just be riding the bus all day, handing them fucking out. And I remember it's crazy, years later when I went back, I forgot what city it was, but I went back to visit one of them, and a homie picked me up, and he's like, look what I found in my car the other day, and I cleaned it. And it was one of them from way back in the day.
Damn.
Yeah, so shit like that is cool, because I was really grinding. Like, I came up and like, we're around the same age. You're like a few years older than me, but like when it was like MySpace music and YouTube just came out, and like, shit, like Soulja Boy was like the first artist on there and shit. But I really came out on those, so like,
yeah,
my grind was a little bit different.
You were really hustling.
Yeah, I had to like print.
You were
CDs.
born with that shit, because you can't teach that.
No, I had to print CDs.
I was like young entrepreneurship. All right, so how many albums have you put out?
I'm a little confused between people saying albums and projects and EPs.
Well, whatever,
and this and
mixtapes,
that.
whatever.
Yeah,
like
so,
any
but
projects.
I'm gonna say
again.
projects. Yeah,
how many projects? Because I saw there's a bunch on when I was going through Spotify. So I like the one that was "Shit Is Weird These Days."
Yeah,
I like that title. Where'd
Shit
you get
is
that?
Weird these days. Just because that's literally how I made that cover too.
That's how I feel every day.
Yeah, just shit is very weird these days, and even society and everything. So that's why I made it exactly like that. And and just where I was going on with life and everything, and even being in all those riots, I dropped out like when all the riots was happening and people was like breaking in all these stores and doing crazy shit. Mind you, this is when I lived in LA. I told you when that shit happened, I was out there. And people was breaking the stores. I'm talking Rodeo Drive. They running inside Louis Vuitton. Like, all the craziest shit. They're flipping cop cars over, lighting them on fire. Like, it was nuts. I really thought I was in a fucking movie. I've never seen nothing like that in my life or ever experienced nothing.
That's
like
crazy.
That, ever. The military had to come out. Like, we didn't have regular fucking curfews. Like, our curfews were serious. Military on each block. It's like big ass AKs. Like, they was not playing. Hella people was getting shot too. It was nuts.
Where's your family from?
All right, so my mom, she's from the east side of Long Beach. And then my biological father, I don't know exactly where he's from, but I just know he's Haitian and Hawaiian.
Haitian and Hawaiian.
And my mom's German and Cherokee.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't meet a Hawaiian until I moved to Vegas. I didn't even know they existed.
Yeah, there's like extra island for everyone here. Uso, like,
this is the 9th island.
Yeah, everyone here. This shit is definitely it. And it's crazy too, is me doing MMA, a lot of my homies, you know, they're either from Guam or they're from Hawaii.
All my Hawaiian friends are in MMA. Yeah. Okay, so when did you get into the MMA career? Are you in Bellator or UFC yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so we're working towards that?
Crazy. The reason I'm very different, because like we've been talking about music, I was an artist before a mixed martial artist. So I already had a big following and a lot of shit. So when I made even my first amateur debut, I sold hella tickets. My fight had more views. I even got Fight of the Night because I was already an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? I know how to walk the walk and talk the talk. So I was like, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to beat ass, and I'm going to wild the fuck out. And then even afterwards, I'm walking around, I'm meeting the kids, I'm taking pictures, I'm giving them my hand wraps, you know what I'm saying, giving stuff away. And yeah, and I just started to blow up. And let's say I fought on your promotion here in town, right? Coming up, you know? And you're like, damn, this kid sold 80-some tickets. He had this celebrity here and this one and this one. He's sitting right there. It also looks good on you. You know, so I started to understand and realize my name that I had in the pool, because I'm like, none of these other dudes are doing the numbers that I was doing. So I started to even get paid as an amateur. You're not supposed to. I was getting paid as an amateur from certain promotions, had them fly me places, do this and do that. I was getting crazy ass sponsors. I was getting paid more than some of the pros were on local cards. And even now, even for making my big pro debut, I'm like, it has to be a right in a certain amount of number, because I could already get paid this from doing A, B, and C. I'm not normal. I'm not another fighter. Right. So, yeah, and the numbers that I bring, you can't lie.
Oh, so you're just like, you better come with it.
Yeah, you can't lie. And at the end of the day, numbers are numbers, facts are facts, stats are stats. Who I bring out is who I bring out. Like, and the MMA world, it was only easy to do because it's getting better, but the MMA world was very fucking square until Conor McGregor cracked it open. He started to bring in more like
he
flashy.
Literally cracked that shit.
Yeah, but now that it is, now everyone's starting
Last night, or 2 nights ago.
Nah, yeah, you ain't shit.
You got 2 kids? How many?
3.
3.
I have my oldest, who I had when I was 16, because I told you I didn't think I was going to live to see 18. Like, that was literally one of the things I told my mom that. I remember telling her, too, I was like, I'm going to have a kid. I was like, I don't think I'm going to. I was literally living like that. Like, it was that serious. So I have my oldest, he's 12, or about to be 12. Then my daughter, Aspen, who's 6, about to be 7 in August.
Oh, that's a pretty name.
We did it ASPYN.
Nice.
And then my son, who's about to be 1, Jackson.
What is it?
Jackson.
Jackson?
Yeah, JAXTYN. We named him Jackson Lane Hafer.
Okay, so what do you think's the hardest part of parenthood?
Being patient and understanding that they don't know what they're doing at a certain age. It's like with the baby, he could keep opening up the same cabinet, having to do this, and it's just like he doesn't know, he doesn't really comprehend, you know? So it's just tiring having to do this over and over and over and over. So I'd have to say that is honestly being patient, because to be a good parent, you have to be patient. Because if you don't have patience, you're going to be a shitty parent. You're going to be screaming at your kid, yelling at your kid, treating them like they're dumb or they're stupid, because you're just like, what are you doing? Right. So that's sometimes where I catch myself, and me honestly being real. Sometimes I have to step outside of myself and be like, Dre, chill. That's a kid. That's
how I feel like I would be. And that's why I'm like, I need to learn patience, but I don't want kids. But like, I wouldn't, and I think I would be a crazy mom, because I know what I did, and I know like what the fuck you're doing. So I think I would be like, no, bitch. Like, I'd rather have a boy. That way I have to just worry about one dick.
I'm glad you said that, though, because this is how I live, and this is me and my daughter's relationship is so great, and it's gonna be even better the older she gets. I'm so cool and understanding. You have to understand. I really, now that I'm older, I see that parents would always tell me I've been there, done that, and you're just, as a kid, you're just like, yeah, what the fuck, you know, you're blowing it off, but real shit. So when we're away from our parents, it starts with the cussing as a kid. You know, that's the first thing you start doing as a bad kid. You know what I'm saying? You just may say cuss words or say whatever. You didn't even know we was fucking when our parents didn't even know we was fucking. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. So all I'm going to tell my daughter when that day happens is, I just hope you respect me and you enough to make the right decisions. And I can't hold you back from doing whatever. You're gonna live your life. That's real shit. You're gonna live it. So just know that I need you to be open with me and communicate, because I know you're gonna do what you want. Just make smart decisions, because I've raised you a certain way. I'm your father.
We're gonna get you a minigun for the
you
purse.
Know what I'm saying? I'm your father. So she's definitely gonna be on game. You understand what I'm saying? So even if she did bring someone around, I'd be surprised, because I'd be like, I want to meet him, because I know how I'm on her and how I'm raising her. So at the end,
that kid would be scared, fucking shitless.
So at the end of the day, the kids are going to do what they want. So I just hope that I did enough within my parenting for them to respect me and themselves enough to make the right decisions, and know, because I have raised them a certain way, know if you want to do this and it goes to, for my son, you know, you want to go juvie or you want to live this life, it comes with this and that.
Right.
Be prepared for that. You want to be having sex and to be unprotected, you want to do this, know what come with that, and know that I will be there for this, I won't be there for that. Like, I'm that honest, I'm that real, just because I feel like that's what we should be, because I lived it. When I have that open communication, then I'm fucking dumb.
I agree.
Even in society today, it's getting more worse and worse and open. So at the end of the day,
right, you can't be sheltering your kids and fucking, like, that's why I think I would just treat them like they're adults, because I feel like you got to educate them anyway.
Yeah, like my daughter's 6 and I don't talk to her like a baby no more.
If people taught me shit earlier, I would have been fucking smarter earlier, you know?
Yeah. But it's kind of crazy though, because innocence is a beautiful thing. My daughter's so innocent. I want to keep her as innocent as long as possible. But she just said some crazy shit the other day in the back of the car. I was like, what the fuck? I turned the stereo down. I looked at her. I was like, what the hell did you just say, little girl? Like, I was like, what the hell? She was just like, yeah, Dad, when I'm older, you know, when I go to work and dance at the club. I said, what? I said, what the fuck? I said, what the fuck club you dancing at? Hold on.
That's it's on Teen Titans.
Oh, man, what club is you dancing at? And how are you dancing? Well, I mean, I'm just dancing at the club. And I'm like, what kind of dancing? Like, what you mean? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I know she's smart enough, you know what I'm saying? So, and she was afraid to tell me, but that was the first moment where I ever like stopped or pressed her, and I was just like, hey, and I looked at her, and it's kind of crazy because I don't have nothing against strippers, but it's just as a kid, I don't think that should be the first thing to be acceptable or okay.
Normalized.
Yeah, that shouldn't be. That's the only thing in society today is so normalized that I'd be excited when I meet a woman who doesn't strip or doesn't sell pussy or doesn't have an OnlyFans, or you understand? Like, so it's just such a norm to that. That's why I said I'm surprised how society's getting worse and worse. I'm going to be surprised where they're at. That's why I want to raise them, how I'm raising them.
Yeah, that's why I would be scared. I said, like, raising some, like, kids in this world now, because it's just getting nuts. And kids are fucking assholes, for real. Like, I'm like, I would be fucking fighting your mom every fucking day, because I can't fight you, your little ass, if you fuck with my kid.
No, I don't give a fuck. I'll smack the shit out of the kid. I don't care if you blind, elderly, handicapped, 4, 7, 2.5, aqua green, teal, 9 legs, no legs. You'll be blind. You won't even see it coming. I'll smack you. You won't even see it coming. I don't play that. Don't play with my kids. You don't have kids if you don't know. So I got asked a really dope question the other day, and I want to ask you. I've been asking everyone just because I want to see.
Okay.
If from this day forward, if you could either create memories, how was it? All right, so you could either all your past memories be completely erased, and you could create memories from this day forward on, or you can remember your past, but you can't create new memories.
Easy. I would not want to remember my past.
And just create from this day forward.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Because I'm already elevating, and I like feel it.
I feel it. Yeah.
So like I already know that everything from this point is just going to be great, because I'm open now. So
that's dope.
Yeah. Fuck the past. I feel like you have an insane like female encounter story. Like, what's the craziest shit that's happened to you with a girl?
All right.
Not, it doesn't have to be sexual. Like, it could be like crazy, like whatever.
I'm gonna tell you because there's levels to my craziness. I'm gonna tell you because I've been having chicks after me since middle school. Like, my mom was literally like running chicks off like crazy.
You had stalkers?
But I would bring my mama here and sit right next to me. I'll let her just talk. So you know it's not me.
We gotta get mom on the podcast.
Bro, you know it's not me making it up. I'll just hand her the. My mom even pulled up to a school one time and pulled it. Mind you, this was in Colorado where Columbine was at, so shit's really not funny. She pulled into the parking lot and pulled her gun out and was like, "Who's tripping with my son?" And we all stopped. I'm like, "Mom, put the gun away." Like, it was literally like a movie. We all just stopped and was like, "I'm like, Mom." She almost hit the security cart coming in. Like, I'll FaceTime.
Mom
right
is
now.
a
I'm
G.
not joking. Yeah, like me and my mom. I don't mean this in no weird way because it wasn't a Bonnie and Clyde relationship because they were dating. But if you can imagine a Bonnie and Clyde as a mother and son form. Like, that was us growing up. We wrote for everything. It doesn't matter what it was. Like, me and my mom was like, anything.
Wow.
Anything. I've seen some crazy shit and done some crazy shit with my mom. Like,
Yeah, we definitely got to get Mom on the show.
Bro,
We got to hear those stories. What up, Ma? Shout out to you.
Mama, love you.
Okay, so wait, you said you died twice?
Yeah.
How did you die twice?
The first time I died, I was 2. I was just really sick, I guess. I had a high temperature. And I looked up at my mom and I was just like, Mommy, help me. And I died. And I flatlined. And they took me out. And they resuscitated me and revived me. And then when I was 20, that story was crazy. That shit was a trip. I felt like someone was coming after me on some like Illuminati crazy scary shit. Like real shit, I'm not even joking. Like I feel like someone was out to fucking get me. But I remember when I got back to the crib, I wasn't feeling good and I was like, yo, I just want to lay in the bath. And I was just laying there and I got out. And I started to feel worse and I walked out to my daughter's mom and I was just like, yo, I was like, help. And I just dropped. And yeah, by the time the paramedics got there, I didn't have no pulse or anything. So then they hit me with the EKG, and then they put the tube down my throat and was breathing for me and stuff. But that's crazy. That time, though, made me change, though. That made me be a different believer as far as, like, my belief. I wasn't a Christian after that day no more. Only because this didn't happen when I was 2, but as an adult, like, I was outside of my body looking down at myself, and that little voice in your head that no one else could hear, you know, your little conscious, whatever, I still had that. But it wasn't like on no Casper shit, like I didn't have hands and shit. But imagine you just look down at yourself and have that voice. And I was just like, yeah, nah, it's not my time. I knew it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But I was just like, yeah, nah. So ever since that day, I just believe like we're spiritual beings. And this is a spiritual world. I do believe in a God and a higher power without a doubt. At one point I even thought God could be a woman. But growing up, I used to believe, you know, Jesus Christ, Father, Lord, and Savior. But yeah, after that day, I was just like, nah, this is definitely a spiritual world. So when I pray to God and my spirits. You know what I'm saying? Whoever those may be.
Right.
And they've came through for me a few times. So until I'm proven otherwise, that's how I'm rocking. My life didn't flash before my eyes. I didn't go into no white tunnel and see this guy.
You didn't see a bright light?
I was just, that's the most scary and the most craziest thing to me is imagine being in your body because you're conscious, your spirit, you're there. So you're still hearing everything, but you can't do nothing. Like you're just in a meat locker. That's literally what I tell people. This is why I love getting tattooed and having stuff on my body because when people look at me, I want them to see what I represent, who I am, this in here. You know what I'm saying? My spirit. That's why I misunderstood sacrifice, like pain right here on my face. Like when you look at me, I want you to be able to see what I represent. So with tattoos, I feel like that's how people should be on their bodies.
All right, so if you have to give your best life advice at this point in your life, you're 28? Mm-hmm. All right, what are you going to tell people? What are words to live by?
I have a few words. I like a little statement. Just be yourself. Like it's crazy as people always say that, but just that's the hardest thing to do, especially in our society today. Everyone's following someone. Everyone's just so saturated for everything. Just be yourself. I remember growing up, one of my best friends in high school, I'm not gonna name drop again, but I knew he was gay. And I was just like, yo, come out, like, you know what I'm saying? But at that time, it wasn't cool to be gay. It wasn't like today, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Even back in the day, like, I remember being a kid, you don't have your left ear pierced because if you had your right one, I mean, like, yeah, they're just the dumbest things. Like, 90s, baby, like, you know what I'm saying? 90s shit, like, y'all don't know, like, but real ass shit, you know? So, and I was just like, man, just be you. He didn't come out until college, but, like, just own who you are and life would be so much easier. If you truly just own who you are, I don't care if you're a woman and people like, you're being a slut, you're a little hoe, yeah, I'm a slut. Own it. I don't care if you're fat. I don't care. Like I truly don't care what it is. I don't. There's a million things in this world we could think of. I don't care what it is. If you just own you on any level, just that's like even earlier when I talked about how I am with my woman. I'm just open. I don't care. Like I love me. I love who I am down to a T. Just love you. And if you love yourself, and you truly do, life is so much easier.
Hey, amen.
Because everyone in the world isn't gonna fuck with you, but don't be worried about that. Cause
no one got your back like you.
Facts. But at the end of the day. Just be you, and you'll find other people just like you. I promise you, it will draw. But just stay.
Be the energy you want to attract.
Yeah, stay real to yourself. And like I said, this is a spiritual world, and speak things into existence, and believe in that, and believe in yourself. Yo, shout out. We talked about it so much. Shout out Mom Dukes. Shout out DJ Victory. Shout out DJ Psych. Those are my 2 DJs. Shout out to y'all, man. I love y'all. Everyone over at BK MMA, Team Relentless, my fight team, man. Shout out to y'all. Dewey Cooper, be safe, get back from the UK, get another world title. What up, what up? It's your boy NoNameLn. You're tuned in to Faded Truth. Make sure you press that subscribe button below. You bitch.
All right, NoNameLn. Thank you so much for being here. Till next time. Peace.
Calm down. Lane gang niggas run the whole town. Gucci loafers on and my feet don't sweat. I be counting up a check while I'm gaining some neck. Little bitty bad, tell her bring her a friend. If that bitch looking fugly, then she can't function, just preference.